So today we are talking about anger. Alright? What I want people to understand is that anger is energy. Alright? Anger is energy. Whenever you are angry and you suppress the anger, which means you're not releasing it, right? You're holding it in. You're not letting it out. And I'm not just talking about yelling and screaming. Because yelling and screaming is a reaction to anger. It's not really releasing the pressure from the anger. So whenever you get angry and you suppress it, there are things that build up in your body. Heat builds up in your body, pressure, and then it builds up. So what I mean is like the next time that you get mad at somebody and you're in an argument with somebody and you start yelling and screaming, watch how your body temperature raises, right? Because anger raises you. It keeps you up, right? It's just like putting a pot on the stove and turning on the burn. That's anger, turning on the burn. So anytime you get angry, it's going to affect different parts of your body, all right? It's going to affect your throat because you won't be able to express yourself. You won't be able to say what you need to say. And you'll also can't speak, right? So that's with the throat. Now, with the lungs, all right, this is where anger is, actually, this is the neck, not that. So we got the throat, and then we got the heart, and then we got the liver, and then we got the stomach. So the heart is holding in all of these emotions. So anytime you're angry, the heart beats fast, 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 right? So this is that heat and that pressure that's starting to build up in the heart, right? So it can build up in the throat, it can build up in the heart, and it can build up in the liver, right? So the liver is where we store all of our anger and our irritation. That's why a lot of people who are angry become alcoholics, right? Because that's where this is stored in your body. And then of course we got the stomach, right? So anger, when you get mad, it's hard for you to digest your food. It's hard for you to feel not anxious. You always feel anxiety, being a gut. So you're gonna have that heat, that pressure, and that building up in your stomach, your liver, your heart, and your throat. Alright? So once again, we're saying that anger equals energy. That energy is heat. Alright? That energy is pressure. Whenever you are angry and you suppress it, and I'm not talking about yelling and screaming and wanting to punch somebody, no. Then it will build up into one of these parts on the body. So heat plus pressure equals problems. Alright? You're going to have problems if you don't express that anger. So what kind of problems? We're talking about fatigue, we're talking about headaches, we're talking about, this says digestive issues, the D is kind of gone. We're talking about hormonal problems and of course anxiety, right? And we know how anxiety affects you. It'll definitely put weight on you. Alright? So when you express your anger, that is healthy. Alright? And when you suppress your anger, suppression, that is going to equal disease. Right? So we're trying to understand how anger equals energy. And this energy is heat. When you get mad, you get hot. That's what people say, right? I'm hot right now. I'm hot. Right. Because that's heat. Right? And when you don't release that anger and it builds up in you, it's putting pressure on your body and building up in different parts of your body. It's building up in your throat. It's building up in your heart. It's building up in the liver, and it's building up in the stomach. Alright? So, you know if you mad. You know what I'm saying? That one question, why is everybody so mad? The question is, when is everybody going to learn how to release that anger in a healthy way? Now, the thing is, you could be mad and not expressing a whole bunch of things. You could be mad about your job. You could be mad about your relationship. Your parents could be getting on your nerves. Your friends don't understand. It could be a lot of reasons why you're holding on to anger. Alright? It could be a lot of reasons. But when these certain points, like if you lose your voice, because you're not saying what needs to be said, and you're getting ulcers in your stomach, these are clear signals that your body is telling you that you are suppressing something within. And 9 times out of 10, it's anger. Right? So, I just wanted to share that with you. This is like the beginning of, I cannot see anybody in here. But anyway, this is the beginning of Emotional Intelligence 101. Today we was learning how anger equals energy. Okay? How anger is heat plus pressure. And when you don't release that pressure, it equals problem. Alright? So, we don't want to suppress anger. Suppression equals disease. Expression equals healthy. What's a healthy way of expressing your anger? Well, you can calmly talk about it. Yelling and screaming is not a calm way to express anger at all. Actually, when you yell, it raises your blood pressure even more, right? So, taking a deep breath, taking 90 seconds to calm down, breathing through your nose, hold it for 4 seconds, release for 8, just to get your body back to, I'm not in danger, this is just somebody who's making me a little upset, so that you can release it in a healthy way. So you can talk it out in a calm way, alright? You can write it down, alright? You can take a walk. The one thing about anger is that it's an emotion. And emotions need to move. You cannot get rid of anger, okay? All you can do is move it. Move it out. Okay? If you don't move it out, it's staying within. And if it's staying within, it's going to cause some problems. Alright? And you don't want them problems, do you? And I know you don't. I know you don't. I'm asking you a question I already know the answer to. Alright? Nobody wants these problems. Alright? So, your problem may not be anger. Okay? But all emotions, when you're acting emotional, you don't want to be on no emotional roller coaster. You want to be able to control your emotions. Those 4 horsemen, those are the emotions. They be running wild, right? Your emotions are like a wild horse that you can't seem to control, right? But just like you can tame a horse, you can tame yourself, right? So, we need to know, people always talk to you about emotional intelligence, but they're not explaining to you what these emotions are doing to you. A lot of angry people have a lot of weight in their stomach because they're holding on to a lot of heat and pressure. And I don't care what y'all say. If you put a pot on the stove and turn up the heat and never turn it off, that pot's gonna burn. Whatever's inside of it's gonna burn. Right? So you're burning yourself out. When a person says they're burnt out, yeah, you're causing your burn because you don't know how to get yourself back to a regulated state after someone makes you angry. So later on today, I will be coming back and we will be talking about something that makes people angry. We'll have like a little discussion on your friends. A lot of people, when it comes to relationships with friends and family, might get mad at someone if they're still friends with someone you don't like. Yeah, y'all know about that, right? You and somebody fell out or whatever, and your friend is still friends with them. Do you think that that's good? Okay. We'll talk about it later on. I appreciate, this is my first time doing this type of live, so I honestly don't even know how to end this. Oh Lord. Oh my. Oh my. What am I doing? I don't know. Oh my God, I feel crazy.